What it is, YouTube, Flav Media, happy 2024 to all the content creators, mixers, producers, engineers out there. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Back at it with another video, Flav Media, and we're going to be discussing just a couple of questions and answers, and I think they are both really great topics. If you're not subscribed, make sure you click the like and subscribe, hit that bell notification. I think, as content creators and people that really mix and do beats and really craft their material, it's just two different, highways you can be on. And with this here, the question is, why do pro mixers not remove their mix bus processing? So whether you're at the final stage with the client and everybody's giving the thumbs up, whether it have EQ, hardware compressor on it, just to fatten it up, whatever it is, you don't want to go over the certain threshold, period. All right, so now what he's saying is, if you take that off and allow a mastering engineer to take the direction of the song, it's going to go totally to a different highway. Let him explain this.
Here's why, and this is really why, this is something I've struggled with as a mastering engineer, is mastering engineers can take too much creative liberty if they're given the option to. So it's sort of like if they remove their EQ, that pull tech that they've got on there, their compressor, I'm talking about the mixing engineer, if they pull all that off and then go to the mastering engineer, here's the mix, make it sound as good as you can, all that flavor that everybody signed off on, guess what happens? That mastering engineer might take it in a different direction, and that might not necessarily be a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing, and it's a thing which poses a risk. When you've got tight deadlines, the mixing engineers had everybody sign off on it, they want to send it to the mastering engineer, and mastering engineers who work with these mixers, like myself, want the version that got signed off by the client. We don't want a different version with the mix bus processing taken off.
So right then and there, like, okay, even if you take it off, now you're giving it to the mastering engineer to sign off and get it where you think it should be, which he wouldn't know because you're the creator of, the whole idea. So I think it's a great segue to say, like, sound matters. So if you have your beat, song, whatever it is, and it's created, just make sure you're doing a check, whether it's, the actual structure of the song. I think that's most important. If any song, really, I think structure, to me, I could be wrong, I got two house albums out, whether it was solidified as, being on a streaming platform of going to the roof. It was nowhere near that, but I was able to put it out, and that was my whole thing about the two albums, knowing that I know I'm going to have a lot of marketing to get this pushed to the stratosphere, which I did, but that's not stopping me from doing this. This is not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because this is what I love to do. And I'll leave a link below to the two, albums that I did, but it was a milestone for me. But I think what he's saying, taking the direction and letting the master engineer, take the whole driver wheel away from the mix, I think it's, a little bit preposterous.
Why pro mixers that mix into their mix bus leave that processing on for the mastering engineer to hear exactly what has been signed off on, and then it's our job to take that and elevate that. If we're left with so many tools to our own devices, they take that all off and they're like, hey, you're going to manage this now. Creatively, there can be things on that mix bus that were very specific that the client signed off on because they were there in the first place. So that's mainly why pro mixers don't remove their mix bus processing, because it's integrated into their sound.
It's integrated into the sound that they're looking for. That's a perfect answer to it. That's what it's all about. It's about sound. How well are you putting together your sound? Are you structuring it right? Are you making sure all the elements is just right? Nothing's out of pocket. And that's what it's all about, whether you're trying to mix the latest hip hop, dubstep, house, whatever it is. This channel is not one genre, so let's clear the air. You know, I'm multifaceted in what I do. You know, whether it's hip hop, jazz, house, techno, I can do it. I can put it together. Might not be structurally fit for a lot of the masses. They don't see that side. Sometimes you got to show people the side you're able to do all these genres and still have the love for music, whether it sell 1 million streams, which you know is no money.
Rated to what people have signed off on. Back to the session, I've got my ultimate stereo whiner, which is what I call it, bass
DDMF. I'm telling you, you got to go check this out. I'll leave a video here where I went over it, you know, but I'm pretty sure his surface is more scratched than mine because I'm only tipping the iceberg on this right here. This is a great addition to really honing in your craft.
I got rid of all the other modules. I'm just using one module here where I filter out the top end, I add harmonics, and then I blend.
Look at the structure of it. You got the audio input going into a mid-side, so he's going to a mid-side plugin, right? So it can be the Waves Studio Rack into a Pro EQ, into a Hornet Harmonics. That's split off. The other two mid-sides going into a 4-channel mixer, split off to a mid-side into the audio output.
Back into the side signal. So it's almost like Aphex Vintage Exciter just for the side signal image, which I've routed here. Take a listen to how the side signal just opens up, and you really hear it in the vocals, namely. In the vocals, you hear this just open up quite a bit.
Got me feeling like this. You should do time, got me feeling like this. Guess I gotta lock it down, cuff you up. It should be a crown, got me feeling like this. Running through my mind, got me feeling like this. You should do time, got me feeling like this.
I don't want to take away from, you know, Colt Caperone. I'll leave his link, and Panorama Mixing and Mastering. I don't want to take away from what they're getting at, but you always want to hone in on your craft, sound wise, whatever it is, you know, just take it to the next level, not being just satisfied how it is, taking it to the next level and, you know, leveling up your content and your music. If you like this type of content, make sure you give it a like, make sure you share it, make sure you sub, and we're gonna see you in the next video. Peace.